Hey guys, Eric Su here. Welcome to my first video podcast for Next Gen MLM Hacks. And so excited for you guys. This is going to be a fun one and very powerful at the same time. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to dive into today into a book that I've been studying and reading for some time. And it's called Expert Secrets from Russell Brunson. And so you guys can get put a link in the show notes so that you can get the free copy for yourself, and you can also dive deep into this book for yourself. All right, but I want to talk about a chapter in here that is going to transform your business, network marketing business, and so I'm really excited to share with you the information. All right, so the first chapter is about creating your mass movement, which is everything I'm going to be talking about today. There's quite a bit in here. I'm just going to give you kind of the overview and some insights into it. And again, like I said, you can always go and get that free copy of yours as well. Now, to create mass movement, according to this book and Russell Brunson, is that there's three pieces to it. There is the attractive character. We're going to talk about that. There's also the cause or the culture that you create, and then also there's this new opportunity that people can join, and this is called the offer that you'll also create. Okay, so we got the attractive character, we got the future cause or the culture, and then you have the new opportunity that you're going to create for these people that you want to attract. Okay, so those are the three things, and so we have to understand several things. The first thing is that we are all experts. At some level, we know something that someone else doesn't know, right? And so just for the mere fact of that, if we're one step ahead of somebody, that means that we are the expert, right? So embrace that, right? We don't need to be all polished and know everything, because ultimately we're always learning, and because we're always learning, we can't be the supreme leader, if you will, or expert in anything, because ultimately there's always more to learn. So if you can sort of understand that, embrace that, we're always going to be the student, and then at some point where you are, you will be the expert compared to someone else, right? And so always have that in the back of your mind. We are experts, okay? Now, once you have established that and embraced the idea that you are the expert, you are one step ahead of someone, that you want to know who you want to serve, okay? And in this book, they talk about three markets. The three markets are the health, the wealth, and the relationship markets, okay? In each one of those, there are sub-markets, okay? Now, is it easy to identify which market you're in? For some, yes, definitely. I've heard the example that if you think about the company Gillette that makes razors, you might be thinking, what market are they in, right? And when you think about what they actually do for men specifically, or women too, their razors, they help that person's relationship, right? And so they actually are in the relationship market, in my opinion, okay? And you can go on and on with other ones. Real estate is probably in wealth, and then you obviously fitness, personal training, like I'm in, would be the health, right? And so once you identify which market you're in, you'll know who you're going to serve, okay? Now, within the markets, like I said, there's sub-markets, right? Now, I'll just take fitness, for example. And there's so much in, or I should say health. There's fitness trainers, there's health coaches, there are nutritionists, there are instructors, and then, you know, all those other pieces that make up the health industry. And you can come up with your own, which will be your sub-market. Now, within that sub-market, believe it or not, since I think there are so many personal trainers out there, it's kind of a red ocean. Now, I'm going to use some terms that are described in the book here. And the red ocean basically describes who is in this submarket. And there's a lot of competition of personal trainers. If you haven't looked, if you Google personal trainers, probably a few hundred in the city you are in, if it's a big city, and so forth. So the whole idea here is that within this submarket, we have to kind of carve out your own niche. Okay, that's a level deeper from your submarket. And then if you do create your own niche, basically you're creating a blue ocean, which basically means there are not a lot of people within that area, right? So let's just give you an example. You could be a personal trainer, and then a personal trainer that specifically focuses in on moms with kids or newborns, right? So post-pregnancy moms, right? So that would be a niche of a sub-market from personal training. So that's just an example. And you can go throughout all the other markets or sub-markets to define or create your own niche, right? You could be, for example, let's just say you are in wealth, and you could be real estate for creating wealth. And then within real estate, you could probably do what's called flipping houses online, for example, right? So that would be a niche that you could create from your submarket, right? And then so once you've created these niches, we have to identify who you really want to target, and then you start from that point to create your own avatar. Okay, your avatar is someone that is identified as a certain age, your demographics of where they live, what they buy, how they shop, what brands that they're a part of, and so you started creating this avatar that you want to create, and the people you want to serve, right? And so when you take it back to your network marketing business, it's like sort of like, okay, so who do you want to serve based off your submarket, and then how do you create a niche that you can serve this solution that you have with your network marketing business through offering this unique service now. Okay, and so if we have all those pieces, we can kind of now start formulating, if you will, this marketing message. Okay, now before we get to that marketing message and then your attractive character idea, we're still let me just summarize some of the examples here. So if you are in health, for example, you could be talking about nutrition, and that would be your submarket. And then from there, you create a niche that you're going to be talking about high-fat diets. Okay, that could be one thing. Another example could be your health is your market, and then you got your sub-market would be weight loss, and then you have a niche that you created, for example, weight loss for college students, right? So you can dive into that area, and now you know who you want to serve, right? Okay, and so that's a big one, because ultimately, I think marketing in general has to do with knowing who you want to target. Okay, so if you skip this piece of knowing who you want to target, okay, and if you're not creating a niche for yourself, you're really not doing much to separate yourself amongst the other people. You'll start to be creating a blue ocean, okay, or sorry, a red ocean for yourself, and it's just too much competition to get anywhere with that, right? So moving on, hopefully we understand that we have to make sure that we are talking to the right group from this, and create a new niche, if you will, from the submarket, and then know who you want to target in that niche. Okay, now back to the main idea here, which is, so you want to be this attractive character. Okay, and we've established that you will be this expert, and because you have created this this status, if you will, you are now going to take that knowledge, and you're going to address that information to a specific niche and avatar. Okay, now who do you want to become, right? And Certainly, we all want to be leaders in network marketing, which is very important because we want to attract people, right? Now, to become an attractive character, there are several things that we have to establish. There are elements of an attractive character, and then there's some identities of a attractive character. Now, all attractive characters are able to tell stories or parables, they call it. They all also have an element of a backstory. Where did you come from? What were your struggles, right? And they all have this element. Now, some of us have what's called superpowers, and some of us have what's called flaws, right? And actually, we all have superpowers and we all have flaws, I think. And so, one of the things that attractive character has are those two things, okay? And the last element, so far we've said you have a backstory, you have stories, right? And then you have character flaws or superpowers. And then the last element that makes up an attractive character is that they have or they polarize, okay? Polarity is something that makes them stand out, right? And so people may hate you for certain things, and that would polarize you, okay? And that's how I'm using the word, right? And so a good example would be that I just recently heard that there is someone who is a real estate agent, right? And this real estate agent is actually saying all these things to their clients that they don't need to list their properties with an agent, okay? Which makes all the other agents that are in the industry upset, right? This guy is telling all his clients not to do a listing with an agent, right? Even though he's a real estate agent, he's telling everyone not to, right? So wouldn't that polarize himself from all the real estate agents? Certainly, absolutely. And I mean, if I think about it, maybe a personal trainer who is going against, if you will, the mindset that, okay, so squats and how you do squats, there's a certain way that the industry is actually saying is correct, right? But then this one person perhaps is saying that, you know what, the squat should be done in this particular manner where you go past beyond parallel, and then that you will do X, Y, or Z, something like that, which makes it a little bit different and polarizes that personal trainer compared to the normal standard, if you will, okay? So having a little polarity is not a bad thing. You'll know when you have this polarity, when you get a lot of haters, if you will, and so that's okay, right? Because the people who matter are those who actually care, right? Not that those are the ones, the people you don't want to care about are the ones that or don't support you, right? And so anyhow, so polarity, okay? So to summarize, the elements include backstory. You got your parables or stories that this character has, and then you have flaws that that come out to show that this person's real, and then you have this polarity, this position, this belief that is a little bit different than the norm. Okay, so those are some elements of an attractive character, and you really think about it. Okay, beyond that, okay, so you have also this identity. Okay, now. In network marketing, I know that everybody wants to be that leader that will share the information that will change somebody's future, right? The leader that takes action, the leader that actually will go beyond to make things happen, right? Okay, so there's that identity. The attractive character can be that person. Another identity could be that this person could be the adventurer or the crusader, right? Okay, so you have the adventurer and crusader, and then you have what's called the reporter, the evangelist, somebody who goes out and seeks out information by asking questions, right? The reporter is someone who will find the answers to the questions, right? And so you can also be the reporter. And then finally, you can also be the reluctant hero. And so what that means is that you probably don't want to be in the forefront, but you do want to take the praise for getting information, okay? The reluctant hero. You don't want to be the lead character. You just want to be the supporting actor, right? Someone who maybe it could be like So Batman and Robin, Robin would be the reluctant hero, right? So he comes and saves the day. And so it would be someone like that. All right. So just to summarize, you have the leader, you have the adventurer, crusader, you also have the reporter, evangelist, and then you also finally have the reluctant hero. So if you can identify what type of character, attractive character you want to be, well then that will be your first step. All right. Now I know that some people will like become, maybe the reporter and then maybe the reluctant hero, right? Those two. It's okay to have one or two of those combination identities, but eventually you want to have that one standout identity. Okay. All right. So let's just move on real quickly to the next part, which is okay. So once you've created this attractive character, you want to move on to now creating the future cause. What is it that people want to follow you for, right? The future cause. Now, it's going to help you create this culture, right? So this following of people. And so let's dive into this a little bit, okay? Now, one of the principles of creating this future-based cause is where can these people place their faith and hope, okay? What are they doing to say, yes, that's what I want to be a part of, okay? What is the mission? What is the big vision? What's the future-based cause, right? And so if you can identify that and they can place their hopes and faith into, then you are creating this mass movement, right? Or this culture, okay? Now, a lot of us have these beliefs, right? That certain things are going to be hard, or certain things are going to be challenging, or I can't do this and I can't do that, right? And in the book, they talk about this belief that a mile could not be done under 4 minutes. And it was actually broken by a name Roger Bannister. And what happened was that caused people to finally say, yes, the 4-minute mile can be broken, okay? Once he had done that, right, he changed the way people thought about it and their beliefs. And finally, once he had done that, several other people were able to do it, and multiple people since then have been able to break the 4-minute mile, right? So if you can create some type of new belief, because you've broken the so-called 4-minute mile, then you're going to help people jump on and join what you are creating, right? And so help them break their 4-minute mile, okay? Now, the other piece of this would be if you can help them self-identify, which I really like, right? And so, one of the things about network marketing is that we are independent representatives, but we're also a part of a group, right? And so teams, organizations, whatever you want to call it, we're all part of a group, okay? Together we make more, right? What is it? Team. Together everyone achieves more, TEAM, right? And so if you can identify, self-identify for them, the group that you're a part of with an I am, something, that would be also a great way to help them be a part of this cause, okay? Now, there's also these other things that really help identify this future-based cause for you, and they're called manifestos. And manifestos are just little sayings that can help you help someone else identify that they're a part of this group. Okay, so there's a mini manifesto and there's the main manifesto that you can create. Okay, so in the book they talk a little bit more about that. All right, now the last part I really want to dive into here, and so that you get some value out of this whole video podcast, so excited about this one, is the idea of creating this new opportunity. Okay, now opportunities come and go, especially in network marketing, right? You talk to somebody and then you're like, yeah, I got this new opportunity that you might be interested in, right? And so what is it that is in this opportunity that is going to get someone to say, yeah, I'm open to it or I'm interested in it, right? So how do you create something, a new opportunity to get someone to say that, right? Um, and so there's this two sides of improvement opportunities, and then there's this whole idea of a new opportunity. So you got this little balance of two things, right? Now, most people, you may or may not like it, are not into improvement opportunities, right? Anything that ends in an ER, better, faster, higher, stronger, for some reason. All right, so like I was saying, most people are probably not into improvement opportunities. And the reason is because they are associating past experiences with this better, stronger, faster idea, improvement opportunities. And they are thinking, man, this never worked for me before. And so you come up with a new opportunity that's similar to that, and then they will kind of just immediately say no because they've done that before. Now, on the other hand, if we come up with this brand new opportunity, okay, and we can discuss this in the book, they discuss it a little bit more. How do you come up with a new opportunity, right? And so with this new opportunity, they'll probably think about, well, this is a new discovery. There's no pain associated because this is something new. And they also will start thinking, this could be the replacement of what I have been doing in the past, right? Or what I've been wanting. Okay, so they have this dream of this new, better outcome, right? And so technically, this opportunity is going to be better for them, and so they'll probably be more inclined to say yes. Okay, so if we stick with our products, then we have an issue, right? Because they associate the past reference and so forth. But a new opportunity, and I keep using opportunity, and I have to be very clear, opportunity comes with many different pieces, okay? And so they talk about the stack and so forth, and I'm going to leave that open so that you guys could grab the book and check it out, because the stack is really the key here. And let me just go real quickly into the summary. And in the summary, what we've been talking about so far has been the idea of this attractive character with the elements of a backstory, stories, you have polarity, and then you have, character flaws, okay? And so that piece of the attractive character, you want to develop. You want to start doing things that show who you are, right? Through story. And then you have this future-based cause. This future-based cause is allowing you to let people join into something so that they are a part of something. Okay, so the people love being a part of something. And then knowing how to create a new opportunity for people is really key. Okay, so those 3 points are very important. Okay, now I do want to talk about some things here just to make sure that we're on the same page. When we are sharing our network marketing business, okay, people are going to buy you. And then if you are the attractive character with a future-based cause and a new opportunity, I think with all of those 3 pieces together, you'll be able to communicate your message or your network marketing opportunity much better and without a lot of rejection. Okay, now there's also a lot of ways that we could do it online, right? Online, and use sales funnels and so forth to automate this process, right? And so in the future episodes we'll be talking about those things, but I just really wanted to dive into this book a little bit, and the chapter about attractive character, or creating your mass movement with the attractive character, future-based cause, and a new opportunity. Okay, so hope you guys like this one and got some value out of it. Go grab the book if you haven't, and you can use the link that I put into this show notes. And I really hope you guys like this one, and we will talk to you guys again soon. All right, guys, bye.